Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hack My Lineup. This is the last year we're going to be doing Hack My Lineup. Been quite a journey, had a lot of fun, a lot of goofs and gaffs too on here. Uh, Lots of crazy stuff has happened. I can't even say all the stuff that's happened throughout the years. But welcome everybody. We're going to be possibly, maybe not, it's not a guarantee. We've done a couple of these where we have not hacked anybody, but if we do, I will be hacking a couple of people's fantasy accounts, ESPN, Yahoo, CBS. We've done some stuff we shouldn't have, some websites and apps and platforms. I've even hacked Flea Flicker. I've hacked one or two that I don't remember or I've never seen before. What's up, Umberto in the building, Polly in the building. What's up, everybody? We do everything. We hack everything. We've been hacked some dynasty leagues. We've hacked some stuff, like I said, we shouldn't have. But everybody, welcome to Hack My Lineup. What's up, Isaac? Here's all the info. And okay, there we go. They changed did they change the layout? No, they did not change the layout. Huh. On my always show. There we go. Okay, that looks better. All right, I don't know how that changed. There we go. Okay. Looks a little bit better there. I have Pro. He's typing. Okay, this is a big goof and gaff by Umberto. He's saying, I have probably the worst luck in fantasy this season. That's why you join multiple leagues. I think one thing that's kind of unique is that. What's up, man? The network's in the building. Was that somebody on Instagram was asking me to call Jake Moody, and I did, and he hit a 55-yarder. I'm thinking that's probably you, but who knows? For some reason, every time Jake Moody's having a bad game, people comment and message me like I don't get it. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. I guess because if he's having a great game, I guess that would happen as well. But not so much. More like when he's having a bad game, everybody's in my Discord, in my comments, and in my messages for some reason. Oh God. We probably shouldn't talk about that at all because that guy left a bunch of comments. Oh, yeah, that was just 7 days ago. So, yeah, that guy it was very awkward. Yeah, that whole thing was. I mean, people have called that the best Hack My Lineup. Was just a week ago. Feels like ancient news for some reason. I blocked it out of my memory. Yeah, that's why, because he left a bunch of comments and he didn't appreciate what was going on, and it was weird because in the comments he just further exposed himself, and whatever he didn't like he just made even more clear in my comments. So it was just very odd. um Someone I talked to thinks he's a troll. I don't think he's a troll at all. Whatever, I wish him the best. I told him, look, man, just get over it, stop complaining. If this is really effective you, I didn't mean to do that, but like this is just, let me just give general advice, and this is from what happened last week. If something's making you feel horrible, um like a live stream or a channel or a social media account, just hop off. That's the ultimate cheat code. Just get off. That's all you got to do. That's the way to beat it, right? Like if you're like, bro, like out there, man, it's so rough. It's so rough in the streets. Like it's tough. Well, if that's the neighborhood you live in, you don't have a choice. But on the internet, all you got to do is just get off. You can still be on YouTube. That's the thing. Just get off this channel if it's that bad. You can't handle, dude. I don't know why. I totally forgot about all this. It was an epic moment. Like I'm not gonna say necessarily it was the best hack my lineup ever, which some people have said. Um, but it was definitely one of those legendary moments. It was one of the legendary hack my lineup streams. It was up there with the Nazi we hacked. We hacked a real life. I wouldn't call him a Nazi necessarily, but it was a whole league of racist people. Um, and that was the thing. It wasn't like, I think it was a little bit more serious than edgy teenagers just being like that, because the whole league was racist. It was like way over the top. It didn't seem like a joke, and then we kicked him out. That was so crazy. We got hacked on Hack My Lineup, and there was been one or two other moments, and then last week was definitely one of the big moments. But yeah, I can just throw it in the doc. Yeah, here's the meme. Somebody else made an even better meme on my Discord, because he spelled it the way it was meant to be spelled, Proff. Oh, shout out to my Patreon members. Thank you guys. Where you can get direct access to me, to talk one-on-one via messages. So shout out to all you guys. Patreon.com/fantasy couch. Yeah, last week was an epic episode. Definitely saw those comments way too unnecessary from that dude. So I gave him those dislikes on every comment. Yeah. I don't blame you for giving dislikes on those comments that were just like, what, dude, what is going on? Literally making it worse. Buddy in my league has Waddle, Ayuk, Deontay Johnson, Addison, Jacobs, and Eckler in last place. Dang, I'm not necessarily saying that's a good team, but it doesn't seem like a bad team either. Yeah, so what I was saying was just so crazy. Hold on, should I answer this phone call? Looks like spam. Hold on, I'm gonna mute it. Let me answer this. Oh, it was definitely spam. It hung up right away. This is definitely spam. So, like, what I was getting into before, just awkwardly, you guys blindsided me by last week's episode, which I totally forgot for some reason. I blocked it out. Was that the theme that I noticed is something I learned today. The theme that's going on this year. I've been talking about this a lot. Like, hey, put an asterisk next to this year. This year's a mess. It's the most injuries I've seen. It's the most luckiest season this year, right? It's more based on luck rather than skill. That ratio, luck versus luck's always a part of the equation. It's usually like 25 to 30% luck, I would say, in fantasy football every year. But this year it seems like it's like 100% luck. But one thing that we can all kind of, every team, every fantasy team, I think a lot of leagues, is all some we all have in common. I think every fantasy league is really close. I don't think the difference between first place and sixth or seventh place is that big of a difference, because it's like, I mean, who do you have? Tyreek Hill, he didn't practice today. Could be a hip, what's it called? A hip pointer, possibly. So, like, other than maybe Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, we've all like been through struggles. Like even Kelsey, right? Kelsey missed the first week. Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase has been very up and down. Justin Jefferson was good, got hurt. Like, I mean, I really don't see a path when I'm looking at the draft. Like Christian McCaffrey, I guess that one's a for sure dunk if you drafted Christian McCaffrey. It's pretty rare that you can go down the board and be like, all right, these are the great teams. And nobody really drafted Puka Nakua. He was a waiver at, like, there's really no easy path to a great team. There's a lot of disasters. Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, Cam Akers kind of a disaster. There's a lot of disasters and it's spread across the board. So I don't think there's a big difference between your first place team in fantasy and your sixth or seventh place team in fantasy. I really don't. And that kind of gives me hope because I would like to me, like fantasy was just this year is just like it's frankly just it's just annoying. Like it's not as fun because I just hate seeing these injuries, man. It just leave me sick. Like I see this every year, right? A player gets injured, I'm sick to my stomach, and then the next day I'm like, whatever, it's part of the game. Let's go. But this year has happened so many times, and a lot of these players that are getting injured, like they help me out in fantasy, but I still hate to see it. Like it's just too much. I guess it just passed my threshold. But a little bit of hope today is that, hey, this is happening to every team. And I want you guys to know that too. If anybody here is feeling the same way as me, raise your hand, let me know. I'm always assuming a lot of people aren't feeling the same way. But yeah, if this year feels a little disgusting, raise your hand. Let me know right now in the chat. If this year feels like, man, fantasy football, man, just doesn't taste as good as it usually does. Hey, I have this meal every Thanksgiving. It's always good. This year, for some reason, I don't know. It just doesn't taste that good. It doesn't feel that good to eat. But here's the good part, or at least a little bit of hope. Not necessarily good part. I think every team is literally going through this where you're just one player away from having a disaster season or coming in first place. I think it's really close. Anything can happen. So there's still hope. We haven't even got to the halfway mark yet, which I mean, we're deep in the season. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying what I'm trying to say is that there is still time. You might be able to squeak in and make playoffs or maybe even just have fun because fantasy football is all about two things. It's all about winning and having fun. So don't get too discouraged. Just keep on trucking. If you have 0 wins, yeah, you're done. There's no brainer. I think Sleeper put out a social media post today. 2.7% of teams on Sleeper have 0 wins. Thank God none of them is me. Right. I think I got at least 2 wins in all my leagues. Whoo! And with the league I got 2 wins in, that league is just complete disaster. I drafted like Nick Chubb, Cam Akers. Thank God I drafted Lamar Jackson in that league. You got like Drake London. Like it's just a complete disaster of a team. Yeah, see, this guy's saying he's 5-2, but he doesn't even score a lot of points. Yeah, I like that you admit this because everyone always says that that they get the most points scored on them, but you're the opposite. Yeah. Oh my god, that name. All right, I'll go through answer some questions. There's not too many questions. I can hit up your questions right now. I did make a quick little what's this called? Should I wear the same thing? Should I wear the exact same thing so I can look like the biggest like weirdo? Well, let's do this. Let's go with the same exact. Oh, these are really dirty. I'm gonna have to wash these. These glass. This is disgusting. But let's go with the same. There we go. Let's do the same exact fit on here. So we did this 2 weeks ago. Here is a time lapse of Hack My Lineup where we made a team logo. It was a lot of fun. There's only like 20 seconds. Don't worry. Yeah, we got the colors right. Yeah. Terrible bow. And we made a Steelers Richie Rich for his team logo. And we also, what else we got? We got the Cooper Cup head logo, and then we got the Amongst Us St. Brown. But yeah, that's it. There we go. That was it. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Did that. That was 2 weeks ago, right there. I'll just start from the most recent and work my way back up. I'm gonna start Rashad White over Jacobs this week. What do you think? Man, here's the thing though, is that I know Jacobs is a bust. I'm not a big fan. Was never a big fan, but it's not like Rashad White is that good. Matter of fact, the guy commenting right above you dropped Rashad White. He rage dropped him. I disagree with this one. I disagree with this one. Rashad White lacks a ton of upside. Really, other than his pass catching ability, he doesn't really pack a punch in fantasy. And his floor is just as low as Jacobs. I'm not a big believer in the Lions run defense and defending the running back. And my algorithms are showing Josh Jacobs is a much better start. Well, they're always going to say that, but I'm going to say no. I don't agree with this. I don't condone such behavior. So, Zach, I would go ahead and start Josh Jacobs over Rashad White. And, don't get it wrong. It's not about like emotion because like every week I'm like I love Rashad White. I haven't really talked openly too much about Jacobs. So when people ask, I don't like Jacobs, but at the same time, this is more about where they were drafted, right? So like Josh Jacobs, he's drafted what? Like he was all over the place because of the potential holdup. So let's say Josh Jacobs went like 24th overall, right? And Rashad White went like 60th overall. That's kind of what I'm gathering here. Like Rashad White doesn't have a big name. Josh Jacobs has a huge name. He was drafted earlier. So that's what I'm saying. If I had to pick between the two, right, an even trade, which that doesn't exist in real life, that's just a silly hypothetical. I'm going to take Josh Jacobs. All right. It's the same thing with Dameon Pierce. As a guy I actually like emotionally love. I love watching him play. Very excited. A young player. Um, like he's just doing so great, exceeding expectations. A fun young team, the Texans, like it's exciting, man, but he's not performing well. I said, like, look, I don't really like Dameon Pierce, and it was all about his price. Now, if Dameon Pierce was going in drafts 1.5 rounds later, I would absolutely love him. Like that's the big if he was going 2 rounds, so he's going like I don't know, the very first pick of the fifth round or something like that. It's like, it's just too early for me. Really appreciate this, CC. This is the first time that's happened, but CC has gifted somebody a sub. So what that does is actually people that tune in the most to these to this live. I think that's what it is. If you tune into this show regularly live, so if you're within the most like the people that watch this show the most live, then somebody may have got gifted a sub. So check, refresh. I don't know who it is. It's gonna likely be one of these people watching right now. So if you watch regularly and you're live right now, you may have just become a member for a month. But thank you, CC, and that's helped support me. Right, the money goes to me too as well. So and it's kind of also paying it forward. So he hooked one of you guys up and also gives me a few bucks. So thank you so much for that. I think that's the first time we've done that. Yeah. Well, you live and you learn, CC. Don't rage drop Rashad White. I like this question. I find it entertaining. Should I drop Pickens or Deontay Johnson and pick up someone else like Boyd, Tank Dell, or Kendrick Bourne? I honestly don't know. I don't know how you can tell, but it says like there's a button that says join, right? I assume if you're a member, that button goes away, just like the subscribe button changes if you're already subscribed. So just to answer the first part of this question, out of the two Steelers wide receivers, I would drop Deontay Johnson. I think they're actually both about even, but you got to pick. Okay. As far as the second part of the question, I think Deontay Johnson is better than Boyd. I think Deontay Johnson is better than Kendrick Bourne. So if I had to pick between those three, I would pick Tank Dell. I think Tank Dell and Deontay Johnson are about on the same level. So I guess pick up Tank Dell. What was the craziest suggestion you told someone that worked? I mean, if we're talking about fantasy football, it's like it's just fantasy football, man. Like I'm sure I mean, I probably said like go pick up this person and they did great. I mean, what could I mean, I don't even know how to end like it's just fantasy football. I do remember the dumbest things I've done though. Like they say the losses is what sticks with you. I said Eckler was gonna be a bust. Like that one really really stains. Said that like two years ago or something. Um Bob's tuning in late. Bob didn't see where's that where's the where's the meme you made, Bob? I was just talking about that. Bob did not see the beginning of this show and did not see this guy's comments, I don't think. But yeah, that saga did not end, Bob. It did not end. Should I start Gibbs over Barkley, even though the game script may not favor Gibbs for fantasy? But Gibbs can catch too. Don't remember that pass catching running backs. It's not just because they get fantasy points that way because they catch. It's also a big deal because if they're the best pass catching running back on the team, they are also used in the fourth quarter when the team is behind as well. So that's why, and both these guys are like that, Saquon and Gibbs. So Gibbs is going against the Raiders. That's a great matchup for sure. And then we have Saquon Barkley. He's going against the Jets. So if David Montgomery is out, I'm starting Jahmyr Gibbs, and I'm pretty sure Montgomery is out. So start Gibbs, man. Start Gibbs, and it's just not like a surprise to me. It's just not like extreme advice. Yeah. Oh no, you don't have to rewatch the live stream. Nothing really happened. Just the guy left some comments that just made things worse for him. It was ridiculous. How stupid am I for starting Kincaid over Laporta just to watch Thursday football? Okay, so that was you. That's odd. When you leave a comment, it's like this long numeric name. So I just responded to you in the comments today. So it was actually, you know what? It was actually a tie, but I just went with Sam Laporta just because that was one of my, I guess you could say, misses this year. I really wasn't. I was like, Laporta's, he's all right this year, so you can count that as a miss. So I was like, look, I'm gonna win-win, right? So if I tell you to start Sam Laporta and he does better, that's kind of a win. And if I say start Sam Laporta and Kincaid does better, I actually have Kincaid started in 3 leagues. So I win. So, I kind of wanted to hedge there. But dude, honestly, it's about dead even because now Dawson Knox is out. It's pretty even that. And so when it's like that, I go to my resources. I either go to the algorithms or I go to PFF to kind of do the tiebreaker. I just went to the algorithm. It said Sam Laporta is better. Now, even though a lot of these positions like tight end, they don't go off against the Raiders this year, just statistically, I still like starting kickers and tight ends against the Raiders big time. No doubt you want to start running backs against the Raiders. Hence, Jahmyr Gibbs a must start this week, like which we just talked about. I don't think it's really dumb at all. I think it's dead even. My machine learning algorithms, for those who don't know what machine learning is, it's the same thing as AI. So the AI is saying to start Sam Laporta, and the AI's got it really close as well. So I just said Sam Laporta, but it's close. I don't think it's dumb though. I don't, man, because you got Dawson Knox, right? Let's say the Bills play today, okay? Or they are playing tomorrow. The Bills play. Dawson Knox would get 5 targets, and Kincaid would get 4. So now Kincaid's going to get 8 targets. Like that's pretty significant. I think that's pretty good. And anything Anything above 6 targets for a tight end is elite. That's elite. That's what you want, elite targets. Like, can we bring up let me bring up my sleeper. Let's see if I can log into my sleeper here. There we go. Okay, so like let's see these tight ends on here. Let's do season stats. Get rid of free agency targets. Yeah. See, look here. TJ Hawkinson. See that TJ Hawkinson gets like 9 targets a game though. So that's been he's getting 8.4 targets. Um, these are all elite numbers. So Sam Laporta and above, those are all elites. I think that's an easy way to identify that. So 49 divided by 7 um, is 7. So yeah, I mean, it's really like I mean, I didn't, obvious like you can tell, I didn't really plan this out or anything. It's not a planned segment or anything, but you can see as far as targets go, it's Sam Laporta and above. Like it's an easy look at all these names here. They're all elite tight ends. Laporta, Waller, Ingram, Hawkinson, Kelsey, like all really good tight ends. All of them getting 49 targets or more, which comes out to exactly 7 targets per game. Well, Kelsey has way more because he had a bye week, but you get the picture. 7 targets or more per game. And now our boy Kincaid, well, it's actually Mark Andrews played 6 games, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go 40 divided by 6. That comes out to 6.67, right? So right under 7, you know what I mean? Like, so 7 targets is elite, man. It's elite production. And Kincaid, Cole Komet, where's my boy Kincaid at? Okay, Kincaid, right? This guy's getting, 4 targets a game, but with Knox out, who gets like 4 targets a game too, right? We can expect Kincaid to get like 8 targets, or even let's just say 7. So that's elite, man. That's definitely elite. Yeah, so that's like so for a tight end to get 4 targets, that's like you don't want to see that. 4 targets in a game. 5, that's startable. Like I can work with that. Okay. Maybe more like a spot start. All right. And then 6 targets, that's good. My tight end's getting 6 targets this game. That's good. 7, that's elite. That's a possible top 5 tight end right there. And Waller, Kelsey, Mark Andrews, Laporta, that type of status. And now Kincaid. Trade Josh Jacobs for CeeDee Lamb. I honestly don't like CeeDee Lamb. Maybe yeah, I don't really like CeeDee Lamb. That's not the right guy. That's not the right one. And you got to sell Josh Jacobs high. So the Jacobs trade you needed to make was 2 weeks ago when you did well. Is it worth? All right, I'm not gonna scroll back up anymore. So just ask the questions now. I'm sorry, I can't scroll back. It's more people join and more questions dropped in. Just it's okay to if I didn't answer your question, it's okay to type it again. It's all good. Just don't spam it like 20 times. Is it worth trading Rashee Rice and Tank Dell for Ridley? Man, that's a tough one. I'm still a big believer in Ridley, but I mean, he's just not producing. We're at the halfway mark. Tank Dell is pretty good. Rashee Rice is pretty good. I'm gonna say yes. I would rather have Ridley because you're getting 2 guys that you're like not really starting. I would rather have Ridley. That's a tough one though. I would rather have Ridley. Maybe, if I were to make this trade, why not ask for some FAB or maybe Harrison Butker or Bass or a top defense, like the Ravens defense or so. I don't know. I feel like or a backup running back, like maybe Salvin Ahmed, or if this is super flex, ask for like Sam Bradford or PJ Walker or something. I don't know. I feel like all I'm saying is if I were to offer this trade, I would ask for something else too, even if it's like $1 FAB, and that helps you push you over the top to have more money than another opponent. Oh, there he is. This guy's the member, or maybe he was always a member. I think we found the member. Unless you paid for your membership, it says you are a member, so that's probably the guy that got the membership. Okay, that is him. Okay, that is you. All right. Okay, so we found the member. So, John A, I guess you tune in quite a bit, because I think that's how it picks who it is. Someone that tunes in quite a bit and is live right now. I was so high on Dameon Pierce that I drafted him at 4.06 with Keenan Allen, Metcalf, and Debo still on the board. That is nuts. Keenan Allen, yeah, we in the Throne League, we took Keenan Allen over Najee Harris. And like, I didn't love Najee or nothing, but like, I'm just saying, like, Najee was going way before Dameon Pierce. Najee went before Dameon Pierce in every single league. So you could tell, like, and we weren't dying to draft Keenan Allen. We just thought that was the best thing to do. Well, Bob's on here. We were heavily debating this amongst our Discord. We did a draft together as a team. There's like 20 plus people in the Discord at the same time debating who to pick. Maybe and that was early in the round, so it could have been over 30 people during that time, maybe 30, maybe 40 people total. It's a lot of people trying to draft the third round of a 12-team snake. So that's a huge reach. I had my reservations with Dameon Pierce. Yeah, it was his price, man. It was his price, and that was Keenan Allen. I mean, I didn't love DK either, but DK in round 4, that's money. I mean, like, this is just crazy. Regardless of what happened in hindsight, I drafted Garrett Wilson and Ridley rounds before. This team is 2-5. Yeah, I mean, that's just that's unfortunate. I get you. So now I get why you did that. You're like, oh, I got enough wide receivers. Yeah. It just works that way, especially in snake drafts. Sometimes it works out that way. So what we did in Throne, we actually went RB, and that's why most of us weren't even considering Najee Harris there. So it was like, and Gibbs was long gone. So we're like, we're gonna draft Mark Andrews or Keenan Allen here. Like, that's it. And we decided to go Keenan Allen. That's crazy, man. You're welcome. Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Do we think this will happen? I'm gonna ask Bob. He's a diehard Ravens fan. He knows what's up. I think it's not the right move per se, because you just have to weigh all these things. Derrick Henry, how old is he? 29. Let's get an exact age on Derrick Henry. So Bob, if you're still tuning in, chime in on the Derrick Henry, man. I want to know your take. Like, two things, Bob. Is it realistic? As in, like, do you think it'll happen? And two, is it a good move? As far as will it help the team? Yes, for sure. I just don't think investing in a running back is that it's I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth the investment. If they get Derrick Henry for free, that's another story. I don't think the Titans will give away Derrick Henry for a 6th-round pick. That is just not going to happen. I have no idea what the price would be. I assume a third. I mean, let's chime in. Let's get some more information on this. So, please chat. Let me know. I'm very ignorant on this. I'm very uneducated on this topic. I did put some thought into it, but we need to do more research. We need more opinions in here. So he's 29.8. Let's just call it 30, right? By the time he gets traded, he's going to be 30 years old, basically. Best comparison, Zangief. I love that. What's up, Get Her Done? That's the guy who scored a touchdown, huh? Quinnen Morris. I didn't even know who he was till he caught a football last week, to be honest. And I still don't remember his name. Yeah, I dropped almost all of my FAB on Kincaid. I got my starting tight end for the year, my friend. Once Kincaid starts going off too, you're not going to be able to put it back in. You can't put him back in the bag. He's going to be unleashed. Once he's unleashed, you can't stop it. Is it worth trading Brandon Ayuk and Rashad White for Justin Jefferson? Yes. It's risky though. Don't get me wrong. This could completely destroy your season, but I just got a feeling you got Brandon Ayuk and Rashad White. I got a feeling you're not in first place, so go for it. As in, like, this is gonna make it or break it for you. This is like, as in, like, this is gonna, you can be dead last after this or first place, and I think that type of risk is worth it. All right, Bob is here. Bob, you're giving us misinformation. Henry's actually 29.8 years old, but whatever. This is probably just more of a rounding up situation. Bob says Henry is 29.7 years old. It is realistic because his cap numbers are low going forward. They are the team with the most interest as well. I don't see EDC giving up anything higher than a third. So that's their GM. I assume EDC. Yeah. So that's what my guess would be a third round pick would be the pro. I mean, that sounds ridiculous a second. Fournette saying he's going somewhere to announce Tuesday. This legit? I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it, dude. Taysom Hill or Trey McBride. Let's go trade McBride. Bob, our Ravens insider, says our GM, the Ravens GM, traded a fifth for Calais Campbell, a fifth for Marcus Peters, a second for Roquan. I think he is aggressive when it comes to trades. That's the thing, though. This is a running back. I don't really think they need him. He will make the team better. This is what I think they'd want to do. I think they'd want to trade like a fourth and a six or something ridiculous. That's such a low ball offer, but I don't know. The Titans need some early picks to go draft a real quarterback because they keep drafting these mid quarterbacks. Like, they're like, hey, Dolphins, can we get Ryan Tannehill? Third round pick, Malik Willis, like second round pick, Will Levis. Like, what's going on? Yes, dude, guys. And you're asking this on a Wednesday night. That means that Kincaid is for free. Kincaid is a must add. He's undroppable. He is a must roster player. You have to add Kincaid. 100%. There's just no way around it. You have to add Dalton Kincaid. Tight ends are messy. We just looked at the tight ends right here. There's not, well, like, what do you guys want? You want Jake Ferguson? We don't even know what Dallas is doing. What do you guys want? Luke Musgrave? He keeps getting hurt. Like, who do you guys want? Njoku? Hunter Henry, the best tight end in the world for one day, for 3 hours. Okay. Logan Thomas, he's great. We can't trust him. He's like a poor man's Kittle. He's up and down. Cole Kmet, the guy who was on my all bust week last week, 0 points against the Raiders. Like, what do you like? This is a real asset here. Jonnu Smith, he's actually great. Tyler Higbee, we can't trust this bum. Dude, there's nobody out there. So if you have Dalton Kincaid, at the very worst, he's a extremely valuable piece. Somebody's going to want him. Also, another huge reason, by the way, somebody I have a fan in Germany. He's like one of my longest Patreon members, messages me regularly on Patreon, patreon.com/fantasy couch, by the way. He asked a similar type of question. He has George Kittle, and I told him, go get Kincaid for sure. I was like, drop Deontay Johnson or Roshan Johnson. I was like, don't drop Tyler Algier. So this is a real conversation I just had with couch fan member in from Germany. He lives in Germany right now. Obviously, Germany's a big place for the NFL. That's a growing fan base. So I was like, look, dude, the Niners have a bye week coming up really soon. How soon? Like it's like in a week. So week 9, the Niners have a bye week. So you're gonna need this guy anyway, man. Here are the bye weeks right here. The Niners have a week 9 bye. So who's your tight end next week? You might as well get ahead of it. Like I'm talking about Kincaid could be a top 5 tight end. Like we already know he's going to get top 8, top 7 tight end targets. We already know he's going to get those type of targets. And offense is great, quarterback is great. They throw the ball. They're not a running team. Kincaid profiles more like a wide receiver than a traditional inline tight end. You got to get him. I mean, who are you starting week 9 anyway, bro? And now you got 2 guys. You could get Kincaid. Whoever has a big game, you can trade him away. Kittle has the bigger name, right? If the game and the name match, which as in a guy with a popular name has a big game, like George Kittle, you may be able to trade him away. My team needs help, brother. What's the email for Hack My Lineup again? Oh, here it is. Hackmylineup@gmail.com. And thank you so much for the donation. There we go. I just wrote you down here. Titans gave up an all-pro safety for a 5th and a 6th plus a mediocre play. Yeah, I saw that. He was one of their better players. One of their best players. A couple years ago, Kevin Byard. So we'll see. I think that's what the Ravens, that's just my opinion. I think that's what the Ravens would work out is how can we the Titans would do it for a 3rd maybe. How can we tweak that and make it better? Okay, we give you a 3rd, you give us Henry and a 5th. I think that would get the deal done. Something like that. I think the Titans at the same time are having trouble trading away Derrick Henry. I don't think a lot of teams would pay up for him. Yeah, dude, you got to get Deontay Johnson. You're not the same person because he had Deontay Johnson too. That was crazy. Now in his league's a little different. His league, someone dropped Deontay Johnson as soon as they got hurt. I told him to pick him up. And I was like, look, drop Roshan Johnson or Deontay Johnson. Drop one of those 2. They're both Johnsons, and he dropped Deontay Johnson, which I think was the better choice actually, because I'd rather hoard RBs, and his wide receivers were so stacked that he also has George Pickens. He would have never started Deontay Johnson. Man, I might start both tight ends, either that or Tank Dell. What's up, Val? Email just sent. Rice. Okay. Should I trade Dummy Man Pluto? Should I trade Saquon for Eckler? I have Keenan Allen full PPR. Yes, go for it. Go do it. Flex Rice or London. Can't seem to trust Christian Watson nowadays. I'd start Drake London. Drop Deshaun Watson for Kincaid. Yeah, what do you? Yeah. You have to add Kincaid. Okay. Is Kareem Hunt, Sharp, and Tajay Spears enough to hold it down rest of the season at RB2? I'm 6-1, but trending very south. Bijan's your RB1. Yes. Yes. And I say this knowing how this year is going, right? This year is very messy. But and I'm struggling. I'm struggling with it this year, man. I'm struggling with the mental side, the like how to approach it, right? The perspective. I always got a good perspective. This year's just been tough, man. It's been so tough. But when and this is the same with investing. When you're dealing with a very volatile investment, which is what this year is essentially. This is volatile investment when the chart's going up and down, right? One thing that's going to remain constant is that it's always going to be up and down. The ride's always going to be extra bumpy this year, and it didn't seem to stop. Raheem Mostert and Tyreek Hill didn't practice today. Brock Purdy concussion protocol. Deshaun Watson's not playing, so on and so forth. Like it just doesn't stop. Um, you getting Tajay Spears? I think it's a great bet that Derrick Henry's going to get traded away. Boom. Kareem Hunt, he's already RB1 this week, and he'll probably be the RB1 for the Browns next week as well. And then Jerome Ford will come back. And you have Zach Charbonnet, who's been essentially a zero, unstartable this year. He can only go up, and he can take a big leap if anything were to happen to Ken Walker. So I'm going to say yes. And I mean, if not, like you should always be looking for the waiver wire. Daryl Henderson, go add him, maybe add another random Rams running back. Maybe go add Zach Evans for free. Latavius Murray is a must add. I think that's a sneaky one. Go get Latavius Murray. He's free. People are dropping him. Latavius Murray is one of my most underrated waiver ads. And I even started him in one league last week as a desperation RB2. And no, actually, it was a flex RB3. Yeah, because I started Madison, Bijan, and Latavius. So I started Latavius in flex as a desperation play. I thought they were going to win the game and be up. So shocking upset. They lost to the Patriots. But if in games where they're winning and going against the softer defense, Latavius Murray should have a much better game. I think Latavius Murray would be a great addition to anybody's team because we're talking about your RB5, right? RB5, RB6. And that Latavius piece, that was just more general advice. That wasn't specific advice, which I mentioned on the waiver video. We already talked about it Tuesday. Let me check the emails. 1 second. Yeah, I'm definitely benching AJ Dillon. I don't know what's up with Zach Moss. I think he might be out. I don't know yet. So it's as of right now, it's between Tank Dell and Kincaid. Now, if you do start Kincaid, make sure you start him at tight end. Don't start Thursday night players at flex. Again, do not start Thursday night football players in your flex, or as best as you can. Don't do that. Deontay Johnson or Chris Godwin. I think we're gonna go with Godwin. Yeah, let's go with Godwin. No, I would never start Brandon Cooks in my life. You believe Rodgers comes back this year? Only if the Jets make the playoffs. I think there's a chance. That's purely a guess. I'm not a doctor. But I do appreciate that Aaron Rodgers is setting goals and really trying to, I guess, set a record with this comeback. And I definitely don't like to bet against like Aaron Rodgers. So I'm not saying that he can do it and come back this year, and I'm also definitely not saying that he can't. And his position being a quarterback, a little bit different than a running back, much harder for a running back to come back from that injury. Ridley or Kincaid, we got to go Calvin Ridley. Trade Waller for Kincaid. That's a tough one. I don't know when Dawson Knox is coming back. That's kind of the big deal. here. I don't know if they placed him on IR. JSN came back in 2 weeks, so I'm thinking this guy's gonna come back like in 4 weeks because JSN also came back early. Well, not okay. So Quinn. Oh, also Quinton Morris is out too with ankle. Dane, I did not know that. Will not play against the Tampa Bay Bucks on Thursday Night Football, according to head coach Sean McDermott. Knox is set to undergo wrist surgery, and his timetable to return is unknown at this point. Huh. And it's not that I don't like Waller. I do like him. I am just worried about the injury. So I think Kincaid is much less injury prone. You should be able to ask for more with this trade. This is what I would do. This is what I would do. Just being realistic. I'm stingy with the trades. Everyone knows this by now. Trade Waller and another player, 2 for 2, for Kincaid and another player. That way, you can upgrade that other player. So let's say just an example, okay? Waller and Jacobs for Kincaid and Kamara. Just an example. I doubt you'd be able to do that, but something like that. Waller and Algier for Kincaid and Rashad White, something like that. Two guys that just had a good game, right? Versus two guys that didn't really play well. Saquon to Baltimore. No, Saquon's not going to the Ravens. That's not happening. I'm just going to just shut that down right now. That's not a realistic trade that would happen. Is James Conner worth stashing? Yes, especially if you have an IR spot. Don't know his timetable, though. But yeah, what's really the downside with stashing Connor? You waste the roster space. Like, it's not like Justin Jefferson where you have to trade 2 really good players for Jefferson. Oh, we know that. We just read the blurb. Why are you trading Ken Walker, bro? The name of the game is to get better, not to get worse. Why are you trading away Ken Walker? If you trade away Ken Walker, I need like a CMC. What are you doing? Are you trying to like flirt with this person? Are you trying to go on a date with this person? Or are you trying to win the trade? What are you doing here? No, the name of the game is to win the trade, not to be a nice guy. Yeah, what are you doing, bro? No, no. I want you to get a better. If you trade away Walker, I need you to get something better, not something like the same. Are the Browns relatively matchup proof? You got to be more specific. You talking about the Browns offense, Browns? I don't know what that. I don't understand what that is. I'm honestly not even looking at that. We can look at that. It's a valid point, but I don't know, man. I don't know how that's. Not everyone knows that though. It's like I'm saying, I don't even look at it. Steelers, Titans, dude. I don't care. I just don't care. Yeah, I don't really care. This questionable tag that's more calf issue. That's a bigger deal. Walker didn't take part in Wednesday's practice. Might be onto something. I want something better though. I want something better. Maybe you can do a 3-for-3 trade, man. I think you're onto something here. I do not like this questionable tag. It's not a good sign. He got your name wrong, but yeah, it's Tuesday. Yeah, I'm just giving you an idea. You work out the details. So now, I don't hate you putting in Walker. I need a win because bro, Darren Waller, pretty big name, pretty popular player, drafted in round 4 in fantasy drafts, just had a huge game, elite tight end production this year. You're trading him for an unknown rookie tight end. I need another dub. He's tight end 5 right now. That's pretty good. Dude, how much money is that? That looks like a lot. Let's see how much money that is. Oh, that's not that much. 129. I need to know how loud to get on the reaction. Oh, $7. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it's $7.11. But appreciate it though. Uh no, I didn't mean it like appreciate. Like, yeah, no, that's great. No, $7 is awesome. I appreciate it for real. So Gustavo, thank you so much for the super chat. Trade Pittman for Godwin and Chuba full PPR. Would you start Chuba Hubbard? I think you stay put because Godwin and Pittman are pretty close. I'd rather have Pittman, and then you got Chuba Hubbard, who's definitely worth rostering. Like, but Miles Sanders is back, and it could be a 50-50 split. I think you just keep Pittman. I think Pittman's the way to go. Yeah, and it's see the questionable tech to me is a big deal because I'm not like overreacting, like, oh, Ken Walker might miss this week or could. I don't know about that. Okay. But let's assume he's not gonna miss this week. But I just read this one article a long time ago that was like, if you just were to trade every player for the same caliber player, but the players you trade showed up on the injury report, and you trade for the same caliber player that's not on the injury report, you're gonna win like 3 out of 5 times. Or more than I think it was like 30 because 30% of those players like drop off and perform. I think it's even greater than that. So like 60 to 70% of the time you're gonna win. It's a pretty significant win. So whenever I see that, I'm like, okay, let's go. So the one for Brees Hall, I mean, I think that guy would smash that trade. So I think that's actually a good trade. Ken Walker plus Waller for Kincaid and Brees Hall. That's a good trade, but like I always want more. I feel like you can get more. Yeah, I'd pick up Charbonnet, yeah. Because you ain't starting any of these guys anyway. Miles Sanders or Zach Moss. That's disgusting. Dude, how am I supposed to know the answer to that? I don't even know if Zach Moss is healthy. Like as of today, the answer is Miles Sanders. I think Zach Moss might not play this week. I've been on a losing streak. Ever since I boasted, I lost 4 in a row and then I just won. So I'm 3-4. But my team's good though. This guy's hitting up with the questions. We gotta hack somebody though. We gotta hack this guy pretty soon. Chris Bork. Start 2. PPR. Watson, Olave, Garrett Wilson. Let's bench Watson, Stroud, or Goff. Let's start Goff. Charbonnet or Dow? Charbonnet for sure. Dana's laughing at me, laughing in my face, right to my face. I know Sharp is hurt. I know. I know that. I have him. I know every Seahawks running back is hurt. I know that. It's always like that. Stash, we're not talking about players to start this week, right? He just said who to pick up. Start stash Connor or pick up Latavius or Henderson. Um which move? Henderson has the most short-term upside. Latavius is the safest one. And then we have Connor. I'd probably rather have James Conner. Hopefully you can get him back before the bye weeks hit. Dude, I know they did this with Daryl Henderson and one of the practice squad, but um I don't read into it too much. Daryl Henderson is a Sean McVay running back, so I don't know what they're doing. I don't trust anything he does. It's not a good sign for Daryl Henderson, but I'm also not reading too much into it. Um, Sean McVay's literally the guy who can okey doke you the 3 card, whatever that trick is with the 3 cups. That's Sean McVay. What's it called? 3 card Monty? 3 card Monty or the trick? Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, this thing here. This is Sean McVay with running backs, guys. What is this? What's wasn't it? Yeah. This is literally Sean McVay with running backs. This is him. Yeah. Yes. Doesn't sound like it's that doesn't sound like Tyreek Hill's injuries that bad though. Oh yeah, yeah. Wolf Alpha. I have Pitts. Who should I drop for Kincaid? JSN or Higgins? Dang, dude, you cannot drop T Higgins. Just I guess drop JSN. There's no one else you can drop. You definitely need Kincaid because you got Pitts. I'm surprised Kincaid's available. How is Kincaid available in your guys' leagues, man? How's that possible? And that's another universal theme this year. So the first universal theme I identified is like I think everyone's league, the difference between first place and seventh place is nothing. Like the seventh place team and first place team, there's nothing separating them. It's not like the guy in first is a genius that had a great draft, and the guy in seventh is this big dummy who had a terrible draft. Nah, it's there's nothing separating team one and team seven this year. The second thing, which I just forgot, what were we talking about? What were we talking about? Oh, the second universal theme this year in fantasy that we don't see every year, waivers. They're all over the place. Do I add Leonard Fournette? Do I add Latavius Murray? Do I add Salvin Ahmed? Do I add Jeff Wilson? Do I add Deontay Johnson or George Pickens? It's just been nuts. Do I add Keontae Ingram or DeMarcado? Even with superflex quarterbacks, do I add Tyler Badgett or whatever, Bakay, whatever his name is, the Bears quarterback? Do I add Aiden O'Connell or Brian Hoyer? Do I add Pierre Strong? Like all these names, and no one knows which guys to add. Everyone's bidding. I just bid way too much on Kincaid, and some people bid nothing, and Kincaid's a free agent right now. Like nobody knows what to bid and when to spend their waiver claims anymore. It's gone haywire. No one knows who to add. Everyone's valuing waiver ads vastly differently. Each team, each fantasy manager in your league is valuing waiver ads so differently, where one guy sees a running back as a must add and another guy doesn't even want that running back at all. It's just all over the place. And, that's one thing that's kind of good, I guess, because I just talked to on this live stream 2 or 3 people who seem to have Kincaid just available as a free agent to add. And if he's not a free agent, seems like you can add him for $0 or something. Yeah, Salvin Ahmed is a pickup. Yeah, if you're desperate for running back, yes. Do I trade Mike Evans for DJ Moore? I would keep Mike Evans personally. That's a good trade though. It's an even trade. Like it's not It's an even trade. I have Jamar Chase, Lamb, and Puka. It's Dynasty. Oh, Dynasty. Well, bro, how is JSN and Higgins? This has got to be an 8-team Dynasty league. Wow, your team is crazy. And how is Kincaid available in the Dynasty league? What is going on? You guys must have. It must be an 8-team league with like tiny rosters, bro. That's just like that's killing me. All right, I gotta hack this guy. He said he was here. I mean, he paid. Are you here, Johnny? If it's cool, I'll call you Johnny. We don't want to announce it that like exactly how it's written. Are you here, Johnny? 12-team, half PPR redraft, only 4 bench spots, 2 IR spots. Please don't look at my draft board. LOL. I was the one who took Pierce before Keenan Allen and Metcalf. Okay, we got a sleeper. Okay, Johnny, are you? Oh, he's here. All right, guys, let's get to hacking.
You ever done anything dangerous? That is dangerous.
All right, guys. Oh, we weren't supposed to look at this. Oh, why did we do this? Doesn't look like a bad draft other than that move. Fryer Muth, one of my favorite tight ends. God, he's nothing this year. Oh boy. All right, this is a half PPR redraft league. You are 2-5. Okay, we got to win this week. We got to win this week. Okay. 2 IR spots. You're not using any of them? I must say, basically, that's a mistake. We need to use those. We need to use those. I'm thinking of dropping the Browns D. Let's do that. Browns D is solid. I like that they face the Cardinals week 9, but they're basically the same as other defenses. What did this guy write? Why are you thanking him? I don't see anything he wrote. Yeah, Omaha hasn't typed in a while. Thanks, Omaha. Good info. Oh, here he is. Oh, he's not got the logo, the practice squad thing. You have 3 moves back and forth. The upside to the team is they don't take a roster spot. Yeah, so you're saying it's probably like just a strategy like what we're doing here, where we're using the IR spot glitch. So Sean McVay, that's at least what we think. Sean McVay's using the IR glitch basically in real life. Let's go, King Kincaid. Let's go, baby. All right, so we'll probably drop Browns D, not because they're bad, but it's a lateral move. We'll probably add a couple players to put on IR, at least one. Yeah, I'm looking at Cleveland. Average defense this week. They're good, but we can go get the Ravens D. That's a great long-term ad. Falcons D, good 1 week streaming option. So on and so forth. Okay. Who do we start? I appreciate you taking my advice, getting Calvin Ridley, and I'm sorry that I let you down with that one. Really am. Yeah, I was really confident in him, and I still am confident in him. Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, and then we have Pickens. All right, let's go with Garrett Wilson. I think we can even start Dameon Pierce, actually. Yeah, let's go with Dameon Pierce. You said it's half PPR. We can do Dameon Pierce. It's time. It's time for him to step up. And then let's just put Mostert in flex just because we can always change. You can always change that. If he's out, it just makes it easier, quicker. So if he's out, you can start Garrett Wilson. All right. You got CJ Stroud. Okay. Trevor Lawrence has a week 9 bye. CJ Stroud plays the Bucks week 9. That's not really a great matchup. Week 9, Stafford plays Green Bay. That's okay. Russell Wilson is on bye. All right, that's fine. DeMarcado. Oh, Cortland Sutton's available. Okay. I like the Kincaid move. We will go with Dicker, the kicker. And I think we're going to go Ravens D. So let's try and figure some IR glitches to add. So for quarterback, the only guy you can do that is Kyler Murray, who you can actually add. So let's add Kyler Murray. For running backs, let's add Damian Harris. Looking for guys we can just put in IR. Ronnie Rivers, another good one. Okay. Let's see if we got a wide receiver. I don't think we do. Craycraft. Quez Watkins. Let's get Jelani Woods. Or Knox. Dulcich. Greg Dulcich, baby. Yeah, Dulcich is cool. All right, we got it. All right, so let's add Greg Dulcich. Drop Browns D. Let's add Kyler Murray. After we put Dulcich on IR. Let's add Kyler. Let's put Kyler on IR. I feel like I'm Sean McVay right now. And let's add Ravens D because they're trustworthy. And let's start them. All right. Do you guys see a trade we can make here? Okay. Here's the tight end shaman with his comment saying Troutman has looked quite bad, in my opinion. Excited to see Dulcich back. Yeah. And one of the main reasons I actually picked up Dulcich is because it's low maintenance. He has an IR spot, so we can leave this guy on here for a while. So when you're ready, man, if you need to, so this is what I want to leave you with. All right. So let's say Mostert is out or something. Okay. So go ahead and drop probably Kyler Murray, either one of these guys. I don't really care, honestly. We're just hoarding players. It doesn't really matter. They're not that important. You drop Kyler Murray, for example, who's I probably would, and then you can go add another player, right? So, because you don't want to roster Kyler Murray just normally. So you can go add another player like Charbonnet. Mostly the players you want to really target are like good upside or Latavius, Chuba Hubbard. Well, any of these running backs probably is what's best. If like guys that would explode if something were to happen to the starter. Pierre Strong's okay. Right. Even Gainwell. Like if you're not going to start Gainwell's a great roster stash because he's going to be a workhorse if anything happens to Swift, who is injury prone. No, I'm not really the trade master. Let me take a quick look, see if I see any trades, as in sell highs. We know Calvin Ridley's not a sell high. Trevor Lawrence is not a sell high. Bijan Robinson not a sell high. Dameon Pierce not a sell high. None of these guys had a good game. So the only sell high option you got is kind of George Pickens, who everyone hates his quarterback. So and he's not balling out that much. So I just don't really see any trades. I think your best option is to try to squeeze out of here with a win and then try to trade maybe if you can. You're 2-5. You're in last place. It's a must win. And wow, 50% chance to win. Would you drop Tank Dell to get Charbonnet? Only in certain cases. So I actually don't really like Charbonnet too much. But because running backs are so scarce, I think he's kind of a mustache, like just in case something happens. Must stash, by the way, not mustache. You're welcome, man. Oh yeah, and I told you what to do, right? If one of your real players are hurt, drop Kyler Murray, put him on the IR, and go add another player like a handcuff or Demarcado, something like that. Some guy with some upside, right? Just go add another player. What do you think about Kincaid over 42.5 reception yards tomorrow? I don't really do the props thing much, but I can take a look at my machine learning algorithm. So Dalton Kincaid, I'm telling you, he's going to have 7 targets. 7 targets is going to equal 6 catches, maybe 5 catches. On average, he's getting less than 10 yards a catch, right? So if he gets 8 yards, right, he's going to get 9 yards a catch. 9 times 6. Yeah, I think so. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 5, 40. Yeah, I think he goes over 42.5 receiving yards. So I think he'll get you 50 receiving yards. If I had to say, right, if I had to answer over under, I'd go over on that with about 50 receiving yards. You're welcome. Trade Henry for A-Chain. I don't know when A-Chain's coming back. Might want to just stay put. Stay put there. Waller or Amari? I think you got to go Waller easily here. Tight end premium league. I think this one's not even close. PJ Walker averages 6 fantasy points a game. What's up, Twitch fam in the building? Should I trade Puka and Mostert? Okay, that's two big time players for Eckler. I have Cup. I feel like you deserve more. I feel like you work so hard in life that you deserve a better life, a better wife, a better meal, a better desktop computer, fresher air, better weather, a cleaner scarf, a home cooked meal. I don't know, man. I think you kind of hit the jackpot and you're just kind of trading for a guy with a name, which I do like Eckler. I don't know, bro. I'm not feeling. I got bad feeling about this trade, so I'm just gonna say no. You're trading 2 guys who have no name for a guy with a big name, and I don't think you're gonna get a good value out of that. Trade Kamara for Josh. I like the Kamara side. Josh Jacobs sucks, bro. He's terrible. Get them out of here. He's only gonna do good when the Raiders are facing a soft defense and when the Raiders are up. What's up, GV? Roshan Johnson, Latavius Zeke, or Pierre Strong? How PPR? Zeke doesn't have the upside we want. Nobody on the Patriots has the upside we want. Like, I love high floor and stuff, but it's just like, I mean, we need a little bit of upside. We're trying to win at the end of the day. We're trying to just get fantasy points. You're just not going to get that many fantasy points. Then we got Latavius, who's pretty interesting. And we got Roshan Johnson. So I think Roshan Very risky here. Seems like he's actually going to play this week. So my answer is going to be Roshan Johnson. Jets or Chiefs defense? We actually had this debate. I don't know what I was doing. I was picking up a defense last week for somebody to stash. We're gonna go Jets D, but yeah, they're both like top 5, top 10 defenses this week. They're both really good, and it's really close. But when you have the Jets D, and now they're gonna get back Sauce Gardner probably in a low scoring game, like we know there are offenses. Let's put this up here. NFL team stats, offense, yards per game. Let's try to get the ranked offenses. So going off the top of my head right here. So I'm not gonna look. I'm not looking. It's not even up on the screen. So I'm not without looking, right? We're gonna go out. What teams have no octane offenses, right? Which teams are not explosive on offense? Don't put up a ton of touchdowns, don't put up a ton of yards. Patriots, Steelers, kind of Panthers, kind of. Giants. There's another team too. Who am I missing? Who am I missing, guys? Patriots, Steelers, Giants, Panthers. Which offenses suck? And that's when they suck. We don't want fantasy players on their teams because they're not going to score a lot of touchdowns. Not the Texans per se, because we got Nico Collins, we got Tank Dell, like doing okay. Shawls. Broncos, no, it's not that bad. You can't start a Broncos running back, but Broncos they're not that bad. Russell Wilson, as far as just putting a stat, like Russell Wilson's making enough plays. Cortland Sutton is a high end wide receiver too. Like, they're kind of, but they're not that far from like the Panthers though. Titans, yeah, Titans. I think Titans could be there, kind of, yeah, with the Panthers. I mean Bucks, they're not that bad, but yeah. So there's about 5 of them, right? I don't even know what the original topic was. All right, can we get rid of all this crap? All right. Dang, Miami. Dang, Dolphins and Chiefs put up 400 yards a game. All right. So we got at the bottom. Oh my God, it's the Bengals. Wow. Oh, Jets. That's the one I was forgetting. The one in my head. I don't know if I'm right or not. Right, that's what we're doing right now. But it was the Jets. That was the one in my dude. A team that I didn't think we'd be seeing. The Bengals, dead last in offense this year. But yeah, here we go. Steelers, and the survey says, bing. Right, I got that right. Steelers for sure. Jets was the one I was forgetting. Giants we got. Titans the chat got. Raiders, Packers, Patriots. That's kind of, yeah. So yeah, those were all right. See, Denver at 21. They're not as bad, right? So I'm saying Russell Wilson's doing just enough. Even Cleveland's at 20. Dang, that's crazy. So yeah, man, the Giants, they just don't put up a ton of points. All right, let's see. Those are yards. Can we please get points per game? Let's go. Let's go. Of course, the freaking Dolphins. Okay, there we go. Guys, New York Giants ranked 31 yards per game, ranked 32 in points per game. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we're going to go with the Jets D. It's just such a sure thing. And I love the Chiefs D this week. Don't get me wrong. But the Jets, man, they're on another level. Jason Niner. I don't know what this name is, but what's up, Jay? 5-2. Okay. Cool flex. Full PPR. Should I give up Ramondre for Lamar and Devontae Adams? What? You're in a league with a bunch of idiots. Yeah, go get Lamar and Devontae Adams. What are you doing? That's like, I have one team. My team sucks. All I have is Lamar and Devontae Adams. Literally all my team. That's it. So and they're carrying my team to 2 victories this year. I have Jalen Hurts. Oh, wait. You have Jalen Hurts? Eckler. Oh, wait. You're giving up Lamar and Devontae Adams? I'm confused. Why would you want Lamar? I don't know what's going on here. Sounds like you don't have a. Oh, you're giving up Lamar. Should I give up? No, it says, should I give up Ramondre for Lamar and Devontae Adams? It's just not the right trade for you. Why is somebody giving up Lamar Jackson? This makes no sense. It's hurting my head. Whoever has Lamar, they don't have Mahomes. They don't have Josh Allen. That just makes no sense. They sure as heck don't have Jalen Hurts because you have them. Who would be trading you Lamar? Like, who do they have? Like, who's the gem this year? Tua. Okay. I mean, I love this trade on paper. Sure, I guess, but you don't have any running backs. That's the problem, dude. Montgomery's out. Madison sucks. So all you have is Eckler. I don't think you can afford to make this trade. Oh, also your wide receivers. Oh, you got Puka and AJ Brown. Yeah. It's a great value trade. You're winning the trade, but it's not the right trade for you. If you had a bad quarterback, I love this trade. Right? If you drafted a bust, I'd love this trade, man. But you have Jalen Hurts, who's off the injury report. Yes, worry about Tyreek Hill's injury, but I think he'll be fine. I don't think the injury is anything serious. So, but you asked, should you worry? I mean, I would worry if I was you, but I think you'll be fine. Madison or Rashad White? It's Rashad White. Tyreek and Palmer question. I'll put Kincaid in tight end and have Goddard for flex option later. I probably would because I don't see that big of a difference from Kincaid, Goddard, and Palmer. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that because if you don't, it could be very bad. All right, any last questions before we sign off? There was a ton of questions and then they just stopped. All right, any last questions? I think we'll end it there if nobody has any more questions. Brock Purdy trying to come back from that concussion. I think the Niners are going to try to cheat the concussion protocol. Not sure if it's going to work though. All right, ask your question. Oh, we're not live on. We're live on Twitter. Would you start Goddard and Kincaid in a if you want to ask a question, I can try. But no, I don't pick games like regularly. No, I don't do that. Would you start Goddard and Kincaid? I mean, I gotta just you're on Discord. Just send me your team because it's not. I can't answer that blindly. But somebody just asked that, right? And I was like, yeah, do it. In this guy's case, it depends who you have. Because this is kind of like asking, like, hey, do you want to go to the steakhouse down the street, or do you want to go to that other restaurant that I like? And you're like, what's the other? Shh, I need an answer. Like, oh, okay. I guess steakhouse. I love steakhouse, so let's go to the steakhouse. Half PPR, 12 team. Start two. Deontay Foreman, Henderson, Chuba, Hopkins, Lockett, JSN. One receiver, one flex. Okay, so one of them's got to be a receiver. Well, I don't like the guy throwing the ball for the Texans. So let's start Lockett. Let's start Tyler Lockett at wide receiver. It's not Hopkins. As long as Lockett's okay. And for flex, I'm leaning Daryl Henderson if he's the starter. Start Hendo. Pick up a D or stick with the Cowboys. I think you wanna. I would. I'd pick up a defense. It depends. Can you get the Eagles or Jets? Otherwise, you may just want to stay put. Even the Bills D is pretty good. I'm thinking you pick up a defense, but especially if you can get the Eagles or Jets, man, I think that would kill it. Roshan Johnson, Joshua Downs, or Sutton in flex. Go with Cortland Sutton. Drake London or Hopkins. Go with Drake London. Because I'm answering these Titans questions because I'm expecting Ryan Tannehill to be out, by the way. Ryan Tannehill's out. I think Will Levis, they're expecting to start him. Falcons, Texans, Jags. Yeah, it really doesn't honestly make a difference. So you can roll with the Cowboys if you want to keep them. Look at the Cowboys schedule, right? And then you decide. But yeah, if you can't get like an extremely good one, just look at the schedule, see how it fits, and then make a decision. Eagles D gonna get 6+ sacks. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, yes. Blah. Kareem Hunt or Downs in flex. Let's go with Kareem Hunt, my friend. All right, we got our last minute questions. I appreciate you guys. It's been awesome. Let's just navigate through the year. And remember, which I've had the hardest time this year doing this, something I preach. I'm human too. Fantasy is all about having fun and winning. So let's try to be positive. Let's try to have fun. Let's keep fighting. Even one league where I'm like Dunzo, I'm 2-5, and it's just not looking good. You know what? I'm gonna try to win my side bet with Mitchell. $50 side bet. He's only one game ahead of me. I got something to look forward to. And I'm gonna try to do the long shot and somehow sneak into playoffs, even though that's quite the long shot. I'm gonna try to avoid being last place and lose it in the toilet bowl for sure. We got our goals. Let's go out there. Let's get it. Remember to have fun and try to get that W no matter what. No matter if you're 1-6, 2-5. It's all good. Yeah, I probably would pick up Daryl Henderson. Yeah. Yeah, I would pick up Henderson. Full PPR, Christian Kirk or Hendo. Um, I'm leaning Christian Kirk just because it's a Sean McVay. Yeah, Sean McVay running back, but I'm not 100% sure Henderson's is a starter and whatnot. Let's go Christian Kirk. All right, guys. Peace out. Good luck this week.